What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie and today we are kicking off our series, the best of for 2019. Today, guys, we are doing the top 20 best albums of 2019. This is basically my opinion. I'm going to give you the best albums of the year. Now, of course, I will be missing out a lot of albums because there is just a shitload of music this year. And there may be some of your favorite albums that I don't mention. But do please keep in mind that I am only one person. I only can listen to a number of albums a week. But you know what? I have checked out a lot of albums this year. I think this has just been a stellar year for albums. So let's kick off with number 20. Number 20 is Narnia, From Darkness to Light. I love Narnia. I do. Fantastic band. They're quite a progressive metal band, but they released an album back in August, and I think this album is fantastic. It has those symphonic orchestral elements along with progressive elements, and you get some really nice guitar moments throughout some of these songs. You Are the Air That I Breathe. Along with A Crack in the Sky, which is an amazing single, but From Darkness to Light to part 1 to part 2 is just such an epic conclusion. The lyrics are overall very strong, and I guarantee you that if you like this epic power progressive metal, you will love Narnia. Number 19 is Blood Red Hourglass and their album Godsend. This is a fantastic melodic death metal band. I really loved it. This album blew me away. It did, and I just love the songs like Waves of Black along with White Feather to end the album. There are some awesome tremolo moments and awesome picking along with nice guitar solos, but his vocals are just exceptionally fantastic, dynamic, and raw at times. I love the overall use of those synths as well throughout some of these songs, but at times creates those raw elements throughout Elysia. By far, Elysia is probably my favorite song off the album. I really love the different changes throughout this album. At times can be quite heavy along with the soft moments, but yet this is a very sing-alongable album. It's quite melodic as well. It's melodic death metal. At times incorporates some really shrieky vocals, but overall this is a stellar album, and this is why it's making my top end of the year list. Alright, so this might piss some of you off of why it's so low on the list. But the next album is Tool, Fear Inoculum. Like, this album is fantastic. I do really enjoy it. The reason why it's a little bit lower is overall the intervals. The intervals are horrible. You get amazing songs like Numa, along with Calling Voices, and Chocolate Chip Trick. I still can't get really into it. I know Danny has amazing drum solo, but you got this really annoying synth in the background with just so ear-piercing that I just can't enjoy that song. But you got Tempest as well, a 15-minute masterpiece, which overall will probably be in my top 20 2019 songs. This is a fantastic album. It is. Mania it doesn't incorporate those harsher vocals that we see from 10,000 Days or Lateralis or albums like that, but he does have this really soothing angelic voice, especially throughout Fear Inoculum and Numa. But overall, it's a very intense but yet gratifying album. Alright, we're going to metalcore now. So at number 17, it is North Lane and the album Alien. I really love this album. I do. I think this is a fantastic concept album talking about one person's life going through the traumas of life. It's just a magnificent, beautiful masterpiece of an album. Incorporates electronic elements along with those heavy, genty guitar moments throughout some of these songs. Details Matters is a fantastic song along with Talking Heads. I really love Eclipse. but Sleepless is an amazing end to the album. His vocals are really soothing at times, but yet he incorporates those really harsh metalcore screams as well, which you just can't help but enjoy. Alien is by far one of the best albums of 2019. Northlane are an Australian metalcore band. I've seen them live. Seeing Northlane perform a few songs from Alien really warms your hearts, and this is why it's making my top 20 albums. Okay, so coming up at number 16 is Beelzebub's Pantheons of the Nightside Gods. I absolutely love this album. I really do. Now, they are sort of an animated band, and you got some of these music videos. I think Cathedrals of Morning, they have a music video as well. Now, I discovered Beelzebubs through Quest for Metal's channel, my mate's channel. I fell in love with this band. The Faustian Alchemist is an amazing song. Pantheon of the Nightside Gods, this title track is fantastic. This album is stellar, incorporates black metal along with black and death metal maybe. Enjoy the overall concept of this album as well. Like, the lyrics are very strong, following a story that is really quite intense. Songs like Nuns in the Purgatory, which is like a instrumental. It's just a brilliant album. Check out Beelzebub's Pantheons of the Nightside Gods. Alright, so this probably will piss a lot of you off as well, but the next album is Macro by Ginger. Look, this is a very good album, but I feel there are stronger albums than Ginger. On the Top is an amazing song. Pit of Consciousness, Judgment, and Punishment. And then you got that Retrospection, which is definitely one of my top songs of 2019. But I just feel that, you know what, the album sort of slows down a little bit, and this is why it's not making higher up on the list, and that's my brutal honest opinion. I really love Eugene's bass throughout some of his songs. Vlad's drumming is fantastic. Really got used to that snare as well. Really got used to it. At first I was listening to the snare and it just didn't sound right. But as you listen to this album over and over again, yeah, the snare does fit. I just love how Vlad is really changing the sound of that snare. He's doing something different. You can really appreciate that. Tatiana's always got that soothing, angelic voice sometimes, incorporates that really aggressive, harsh vocals throughout some of these songs. Get these really nice acoustic moments throughout pausing death. Weakest song will probably be Backward Perennial. That was the closing track. I really did enjoy this album for what it was. Okay, so coming at number 15 is his Blood Incantation and the album Hidden History of the Human Race. Wow, okay, what can I say about this album? This is like technical death metal. One negative thing about this album is the production isn't as clear as the first album, Starspawn. I really love Starspawn. I still think Starspawn is their best album to date, and I feel that Hidden History of the Human Race is a very short album as well, but you got this amazing 18-minute masterpiece, Awakening from Dream Existence. It's a great conclusion to the album. This album's about 36 minutes long, so it's not a very long album. I just love the change in scenery, the crazy acoustic clean guitar moments, the atmospheric, spacey vibe, the cosmic vibe you're getting throughout this album. The production is okay in my opinion. Not a big fan of the production, but the whole album overall is stellar. It just keeps you on your toes. This album is fantastic. Blood Incantation is going to be a very big technical death metal band one day if they keep creating stellar content like this. Alright, so this might also piss some of you guys off. Why it's even in my top 20, but I am a Motionless in White fan, and I'm gonna give it to Motionless in White Disguise.
I will bury you.
This is a really good album. I really did enjoy this album. Disguise is an amazing song. Headache's really good. Love the breakdowns. Motionless in White just countering that heaviness. But at times, they move away from the heaviness and settle on to alternative methods like sounding like Breaking Benjamin, like Holding On to Smoke. Another Life. This is a really great album. Thoughts and Prayers is a very heavy song, one of the heaviest songs. And then Undead Ahead 2 is just an amazing sequel to Undead Ahead from Creatures. Graveyard Shift I feel just might be a little bit better than Disguise, but again, Motionless in White produced another stellar album and I fucking loved it. So at number 12 is Moi, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Age of Excuse. And I was pleasantly surprised. This is black and death metal, or even black metal. Age of Excuse 1, Age of Excuse 2, and Up to Way to 5. Not done yet. Love that line. But overall, it's fantastic. Got some nice tremolo picking, awesome drumming, nice change in signature. I love Age of Excuse 6 as well. Close to a 10-minute masterpiece in my opinion. This is a great album. Really love their views in life as well. The lyrics are very strong. It's just such an enjoyable ride in my opinion. Moi really remind me of Behemoth, to be honest. Exercise and Futility might be a little bit better than Age of Excuse. Coming in at number 11, and we're steaming home now, is Azagram, Dawn of Infinite Fire. This is a black metal album. Now they are all women as well. They are all women band. They Crawl from the Broken Circle was an amazing song. I really enjoyed the guitar moments, the chaotic parts of this album as well. Abomination's Altar is just fantastic. I love Dawn of Infinite Fire, the title track, and Beyond the Black Vortex. Oh, what a song you could come to that. I love it. Really do enjoy this album. The vocals, the shrieks, the really crazy demonic vocals you're getting throughout this album is so damn good. At times this album is so damn chaotic. The first album was sort of doomy black metal, but this album is just absolutely chaotic. I fell in love with this album. My mate Quest for Metal got me into this band. Azagram, what an amazing album Dawn of Infinite Fire is. I loved it. This is a solid 9 or even a 10 out of 10 album. If you like black metal, check out Azagram. You'll love them. Coming in hard is Rotting Christ, the Heretics. This is a great album. It is. It really moves away from the tribal elements throughout Ritual and just counters in those orchestral symphonic feels throughout this album. This is like black and death metal, even extreme metal, and I absolutely love it. In the Name of God is fantastic. Heaven, Hell, and Fire is a magnificent song. Hallowed Be Thy Name. What a catchy song that is. I absolutely love this song. The Raven is amazing. Follows a poem as well, but you get some amazing guitar moments throughout some of these songs. Now, Rotting Christ to Heretics, at times the album feels quite minimalistic, but they do it simple in a good way. There's not many lyrics, to be honest, but Rotting Christ do it well, just like the album's Ritual and Aiolo. I think that's how you pronounce it. But The Heretics is an amazing album. Like, if you want fun black and death metal, you have to check out The Heretics. It's just an incredible album. The choir, the orchestral feels you're getting throughout this album. I can't praise this album enough. Coming in at number 9 is Alcest, Spiritual Instinct. This is a great album in my opinion. I really love the atmospheric vibe. This is shoegaze metal at its finest. Les Jardins de Minute is a magnificent song. Production is amazing, so damn melodic. I love Nietzsche's shrieks, especially throughout the conclusion. Sapphire is good. The only song I'm just a little bit iffy about is probably Le Moral. Spiritual Instinct, actual title track, is just magnificent. Lela Dismos, what an incredible song that is. There are some really nice guitar moments, some really nice soothing vocals. And I absolutely love this album. This is fantastic. Heard it about 5-6 times. I said this is going to instantly make my end of year list for sure. Coming in at number 8 is a Monomath and their album Berserker. They released the album this year, and you know what, I could not wait to listen to this album. When I listened to this album, I fell in love. Fafnir's Gold, what an incredible song.
In search of Fafnir's gold, a dragon's tail.
Moya Hammer of 4 and Vikings raise the shield war, hold the front line, fight to death. I love that song as well. Raison's fight's fantastic, and then you get this amazing conclusion into the dark, which is so damn atmospheric but yet so damn melodramatic, and I absolutely love it. This album's fantastic. It's melodic death metal at its finest. One of the best melodic death metal albums of the year, I gotta say. Very enjoyable album. There's not one bad song off the album. The Berserker at Stamford Bridge, what an incredible story that is. Heg just expresses that emotion. Heg's vocals are just fantastic in this. He's got that emotional feeling, yet dynamic and harsh and aggressive vocals that you can't help but enjoy. But this album at times is yet dynamic and raw, and the production is just fantastic. Really love the new drummer's sound as well. The new drummer is fantastic. Get some nice tight drum fills throughout and some really nice changes, and that's why Monomath Berserker is in this position. This might surprise some of you, but Dream Theater Distance Over Time is coming up at number 7. You might have thought it was number 1, but there are other better albums than this album, in my opinion. This is not one of my favorite Dream Theater albums, but again, Dream Theater produced a really solid album. I love it. Untethered Angels, amazing song. James LaBrie's vocals are really good in this as well. Expresses that emotion. Fall Into the Light, what an amazing heavy song. That nice, really soft section, that nice clean guitar section by Petrucci, and that melody. Bastard Warrior is amazing, just feels like something out of The Astonishing, but you get songs like Room 137, which is just a hit or miss for me. The riff, the actual riff sounds like The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson, but then it comes strong with S2N. With Owen Wilson's Wow, especially throughout that conclusion. Jordan Rudess incorporates those keyboard solos, and then you got At Wit's End. Definitely high up in my top 25 of Dream Theater songs. But I'm still not sure about that conclusion. But I understand what they were doing, but you get a really nice guitar solo by Petrucci again. Out of Reach is an amazing ballad by James LaBrie, and I love it. I love the overall lyrics of that. And then you got Pale Blue Dot, which is so progressive, and one of the progressive Dream Theater songs I have heard for 2010s. Dream Theater Distance Over Time is not a masterpiece, but it's close to it. Okay, so coming in at number 6 is Opeth in Cult of Venomen. I love this album, I really do. Some really stellar songs like the introduction of Garden Earthly Delights. I absolutely love the overall build up, the crescendo moments, and you got Dignity as well. And it just, Michael's vocals are just fantastic. It incorporates a bit of those harsh aggressive vocals throughout Dignity. You got amazing songs like Heart in Hand and Next of Kin. Love Lord Crying is an amazing ballad with an awesome guitar solo. And you got Charlatan, which just sounds like a really heavy bass song with no guitar at all. Universal Truth is one of my favorite songs, along with the Garota, which is very jazzy vibe. But you get songs like Continuum and All Things Will Pass, which is one of the best songs to include for an album, especially that ending. And Michael's vocals is fantastic. And the Swedish version is just magnificent as well. This is a stellar album, in my opinion. Not the best Opeth album, I gotta say. Not the best Opeth albums for 2010s, I gotta say. But it's definitely up there. I love it. Okay, so you probably all know what next. But coming at number 5 is none other than Swallow the Sun, the Finnish band, and the album When Shadows Force Into the Light. This is a fantastic album. It's quite a softer album than a normal Swallow the Sun album. Like Songs from the North 1, 2 and 3 was a masterpiece in my opinion. Constant instant S tier, and I just love the overall heavy moments, acoustic moments and Funeral Doom moments. This takes into a softer approach for Swallow the Sun, but yet Mikko incorporates those really harsh and aggressive vocals throughout songs like The Crimson Crown, and then you got Firelights. Incorporate those black metal vocals throughout that ending. Upon the Water is amazing. Stone Wings is just incredible. Doomy atmospheric album, and Never Left is a magnificent song. Yeah, Swallow the Sun are really suffering from Aaliyah's death, and you can tell throughout songs like Firelights, Upon the Water, Stone Winds, or just really dedicating to Aaliyah, who tragically passed away. But When the Shadows Force in the Light is definitely one of, in my opinion, one of the best albums for 2019. Okay, so coming in at number 4, which might surprise some of you, I might have never heard of this band, but it's none other than Avandra and the album Descender. Like if you like Opeth, if you like Porcupine Tree, or even like Dream Theater, you're gonna love the fucking this. I mean, give this a fucking whirl. Give this a whirl. Give this a spin, because you will fucking love it. It is brilliant. It's progressive. It's heavy at times, but yet it's soft. Beyond the Threshold Part 1 and Part 2 are amazing songs. A Decision Must Be Weighed is an amazing song as well. Narrowing of Meaning is fantastic, but my favorite song is probably Adder's Bite. One of the best songs of 2019 in my opinion. It's soft, it's heavy, you get some really nice guitar solos, guitar moments, different changing signatures, different progressive elements. This album has it all. This is incredible. Avandra are inspired by Dream Theater, and there's no doubt Avandra will gonna be high up in my list. One of the best albums of 2019 in my opinion. If you like progressive metal, you will love this. If you like Circus Maximus, you will love this. If you like Symphony X, you will love this. Derelict Minds, it features Kevin Moore as well. You get the really nice keyboard solos. This is just a brilliant album. I can't praise it enough. Avandra Descender, an instant 10 out of 10 on this album. One of the best. Okay, so this might also surprise some of you. Coming at number 3 is none other than Esoteric Aperic Existence. This album is whoa on your feet. Look at your shoe, because you're gonna love it. This is fantastic. This is great sleeping music as well. To kick off the album, you got a 28-minute song, Descent. Get some really harsh, aggressive vocals. Get some really shrieky vocals as well, along those clean vocals. Rotting Dereliction has an amazing guitar moments, tremolo picking, crazy blast beats. This has it all. Incredible drumming. I love the tone of the snare as well. Incorporate funeral doom elements along with doom elements, along with black metal elements and death metal. It's got everything. This album's got everything. This is a doom metal album masterpiece in my opinion. It's one of the best in my opinion. Probably one of the best albums of 2010s. Consuming Light's magnificent, Culmination's great, and Sick and Tired is just a brilliant finisher. This album is about an hour and 40 minutes. It just came out last month, I think. And my fucking God, this is one of the best albums of 2019. If you like doom metal, if you like funeral doom, you will love Esoteric, A Pyrrhic Existence. Incredible album it is. I guarantee you should check it out. Okay, so before we move on to the 2 spots left, we're gonna now do honorable mentions. There is a hell of a lot of albums this year, and the first honorable mention is I Prevailed Trauma. This is a great album. Like, they incorporate those pop metalcore elements that really work. Got amazing songs, really amazing songs like Bow Down. And also an honorable mention is Lacuna Coil. The Anima incorporates metalcore elements throughout some of these songs, but yet amazing vocals by both of these lead singers. But incredible songs, a brilliant atmosphere. It's well structured as well, and you can really enjoy it. Goldsville's Gastia Ghost Invited. Now, Gal is from Gogoroth, and he produced an album. It's folky. It's just absolutely fantastic. But Gold for sure has to be in an honorable mention. And also Korn The Nothing. Korn The Nothing is a good album in my opinion. Not the best album, but you get amazing songs like Idiosyncrasy along with Cold as well, and you get a cabaret feel. This is a really good album. It is. Jonathan Davis incorporates the harsh aggressive vocals, so you really can't help but enjoy. Cattle Decapitation, Death Atlas. This is fast, this is heavy, this is brutal. But Death Atlas, that 10-minute masterpiece is just brilliant. I really love this album. Was gonna put it in my top 20, but at the moment stays in honorable mentions. I have to listen to it a few more times. Next is Devin Townsend, Empath. What an incredible album this is. A very enjoyable album. Singularity is just an amazing 22-minute masterpiece, and I really love it. This album is fantastic, but at times I feel like it drags a little bit. Devin Townsend has those crazy different switches, genres, changes that I absolutely love, like Borderlands. Cellar Darling, The Spell. That will probably piss some of you off now. I know my mate Questful Metal had this at number 1, but to me it's an honorable mention. At times they sounded quite like Tool. They're quite progressive as well. The overall story talking about death, and at the end death gets her. It's just an incredible story, but I haven't listened to it much, and that's why it hasn't made my top 20. Whitechapel, The Valley. What an amazing album this is. I just honestly couldn't fit this in my top 20, and this is why. Like, Hickory Creek is an amazing song. It is. There are some really heavy songs. I really do enjoy this album. It's heavy. Love the breakdowns. This is one of the best deathcore albums of the year. And finally, Beast in Black, From Hell With Love. Now, this is a really good album as well. You know what? Yanni's just an incredible, he's just an incredible vocalist, isn't he? He's got his amazing falsettos. I feel that Berserker might be a little bit better than this album, but again, it's another stellar album. Like, this is a very different sounding album by Beast in Black. You can really appreciate. And honestly, there are so many albums that I have missed out. But coming in at number 2 is Slipknot, We Are Not Your Kind. What an amazing album this is. Slipknot are back, baby. They are back. They're a hell of a lot better than 0.5 The Great Chapter. The only weakest song off the album is My Pain, which is a fucking horrible song. It is. It's like a 7-minute interlude. But the rest of this album is stellar. Unsainted is amazing. Birth of the Cruel, Nero Forte, what an incredible chorus that is. I love it. I love Corey's falsetto as well throughout that chorus. Critical Darling, love how heavy it is. Not Long for This World, the heavy breakdowns throughout some of these songs, along with Orphan, and then to end it is So Way Furth. This is great. At times it's atmospheric, at times it's absolutely nuts.
Don't look away, it's an unexplainable word.
You definitely can guarantee that there is going to be one song for the next video of the best songs for 2019, because this album was stellar. Finally, what is going to be number one? I think some of you can guess. It's Flesh God Apocalypse Valeno. Wow, okay, so this album is just a 10 out of 10 masterpiece in my opinion. It's absolutely incredible. I saw Flesh God Apocalypse and I saw them perform some of these songs like Mona Lisa. It's just a banger in my opinion. Pissing on the Score is magnificent. Absence and fantastic. Worship and Forget, love that song. It just feels like classical, heavy, death metal music, and I absolutely love it. Fury Carnivorous Lambs, amazing. Sugar, push, 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 love that. The Day Will Be Gone. I saw this live, and holy shit, this was absolutely magnificent. It was. I just love the over harsh vocals along with her clean vocals as well, and her soprano voice. This album's fantastic. Not to mention Rise of Riser, their version of Rise of Riser, a Rammstein song. That was incredible. And The Forsaking, a really heavy song, but they turned into a nocturnal version. They turned into an acoustic version, and I absolutely love it. This is brilliant. This is a magnificent album. This is why it's my number one album of 2019. I think this is brilliant. Listened to this album many, many times now, and the moment I heard it, I said, this has to be the best album of 2019. And I still stand by my decision. It's just a fucking brilliant album in my opinion. Sugar's an amazing song. What an amazing single that was. But Absinthe, an incredible song. Like, if you haven't heard Flesh God Apocalypse Valeno, I definitely recommend you this album. Times it might be a bit jarring at first because you might not get used to the vocals, but the more you listen to sort of symphonic death metal, the more you'll really appreciate this band. Incorporates those symphonic elements throughout some of these songs and get some really nice piano moments as well. There's not a filler. The Praying Mantis Strategy may be a 1 minute song, 1 minute interlude, but it leads straight onto Mona Lisa, which has an amazing melody, but it comes back throughout Absinthe as well. I love the sort of concept layering throughout this album. It's just structured perfectly, this album, and it's a masterpiece in my opinion. Absolutely love it. So guys, comment below your top 20 albums of the year, and also comment below if my list was shit. I love to read the comments. It's always fun to read the comments. But yeah, make sure you comment or drop a like or dislike on the video. Probably the next video will be top 20 songs of 2019, mainly from these albums I have mentioned as well. So keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next